In India, we find all types of advertisements to promote different kinds of solutions, to promote and highlight different products. But today we would like to look at how healthcare is viewed, advertised, and understood in different parts of the country. And we also have some collectibles from different parts of Asia. So let us begin with JP Hospital. Here, like you can see, they are slashing the price tag for a brain tumor surgery from 7,50,000 rupees to 1,27,000 rupees. Also mentioning that it's a limited period offer. So guys, how about telling cancer that, hey, you know what, there's a limited period offer, so probably if you're trying to penetrate the brain cells, this is the right time because guys at JP Hospital are going to give a discount. Ridiculous, isn't it? Next, have a look at this. Dr. Mahmouda Jabin, who says or claims is an MBBS and an MD in bracket, so you don't really know whether this MD is completed or half done or school dropout, but is an obstetrician and gynecologist who calls herself an obstructs gynecologist. So if any of you would be able to interpret this advertisement of what could be obstructs in obstetrics, draw your own conclusions. Have a look at this from Shraddha Pathology Laboratory, where the specimen given is a sputum, possibly looking at bronchiectasis or a chronic obstructive pulmonary disease in a patient who could be aged 76 years. And if it's really a sputum specimen, what are you trying to look at? And look at the result is negative for malarial parasites. Very interesting, is it? By Dr. S.V. Sortur, who is the reference, and Dr. Pankaj Pandey, who signs for such a report. Oh, this is my favorite, guys. Vinod Kumar Sharma has been a compounder of Dr. Ramesh Dhawan, but offers doorstep solutions in form of injections, dressings, blood pressure, blood sugar. If any one of you is interested in 30 years of experience, kindly do not consider this guy. So then we move on to Dr. Hari Kumar, who is an all seasons doctor, or in more romantic terminologies, Man Friday. He has his MBBS, he has done his homeopathic medicine, has done his Ayurveda, is an MBA. I mean, can you expect anything better than this? Oh, but yes, he takes a break on Sundays, don't forget. Oh, this is a very interesting card, and this guy says that he can मरे हुए इंसान को जिंदा कर सकता है. देखिए, सोचिए, a person who's dead, this guy will make him alive. He cures an heart attack or a heart ailment in 5 days, offers solution for snake bite, for women who can't get pregnant. He has it all. I mean, probably merging medicine, science, religion, philosophy, a blend of everything. I think he's more a magician and partly also an astrologer and also a physician. Do not consider him ever. So Balaji Medical Center, you have big list of doctors there, some of them BA MS Child, MBBS Ortho, MD Gynae, BMS Gynae, but I mean, you see what's being asked for. Advised is a USG. USG abdomen pelvis is not there, but there's a hold. I mean, you can read it whatever way you want, but what's in hold? Help me also understand this. We move on to a diagnostic report from Deepti Diagnostic Center, and an X-ray, as you can see, is a shoulder taken in an anterior posterior view, but the result is a fracture of femur. So for those of you who do not know what's a femur, it's the strongest bone in the human body, and basically in common terms it's a leg bone. So you have an X-ray of a shoulder, but the result is of a leg. Oh, this is an emergency clinic. Not sure whether it's an emergency clinic for lawyers or it's an emergency clinic for patients. But this guy seems to be an advocate, is a physician, is also a surgeon, and is also a skin specialist. So if you have anything to do with any of these disciplines, probably you know whom not to go to. So have a closer look at this. Patient's name is Usha, of course a female. And on the right side top you can see LMP, which stands for last menstrual period. But if you can also see further in advice, it's a scrotal Doppler. What do you do about it? This is an interesting certificate given as a guarantee, saying that the patient is fully cured, and in future if he or he suffers from the same disease, free treatment would be given to him. And this is a guarantee card which you probably might not get at a lot of places, and you might want to preserve such guarantee certificates. I really can't read it correctly. Bacha ki ultrasound, or I don't know what, but this is a clinic which doesn't mention anything about anything, but is trying to ask for an ultrasound. And I think since it says bacha, it probably would be a pregnant mother whom they're trying to see as a routine kind of check in either of the trimesters of pregnancy, and an ultrasound is being asked. So here you have an interesting proposition where liver, right kidney, left kidney, uterus is all seen, all normal in size. Nobody knows what's the size, but it's all being seen. And you also have the ostomic. I am not really sure what's an ostomic, but unless there is some translation for this in another language. But she has some heat in the ostomic because has some sweat at this size. So, what do you do about it? It's an USG report for sure. So this is a very interesting prescription where on examination the blood pressure is 40 by 10. I am not sure why the patient is being given tablets, some injections, and okay, interesting, but 40 by 10 and the patient is also doing well, is just being sent with injections and medicine. Interesting. I'm not sure if this is the name of the disease or this is the name of the doctor, or probably the doctor was inspired by this disease, or whether the doctor suffered from this disease, but it's Dr. MG cholera. So you might want to read this for whomsoever it may concern. This patient is suffering from problem in his ears. And it's a he, so it's a male patient, okay? And he can't hear very well, and there's a bulge in sensational nerve. He may need surgery in a professional hospital abroad, and he's advised to travel, so he really needs to travel as soon as possible. So he needs to in vitro fertilization out of the Republic of Yemen, and this is a very serious case. Can you believe that? And this is an admin manager who calls himself a doctor typing this letter. How interesting. This is Srivastava's clinic, and it's run by a Ayurvedic bachelor's doctor called Dinesh Srivastava, who's also a physician and a surgeon. He does both of it very well. And then you also have Dr. Varun Srivastava, who probably inspires this operations and is an MA in political science. So it's a beautifully run clinic of political thought processes, where if you're confused in your mind whether you want to support a left wing party or a centrist party or a right wing party, you go to Dr. Varun. And then if your brain still is confused, you go to Dr. Dinesh. I guess this is how we might need to interpret this. Oh, provisional diagnosis. I don't know if this is calligraphy, but this looks like some prescription and is only valid for 15 days. Okay, so if you're going to take it after 15 days, I don't think you might get the medicines from the pharmacist store. It's curious. I would like to learn from a lot of pharmacists of what's the secret behind how they interpret these designs. This is another guarantee card which you can see, and 2000 is being charged as a proof of guarantee by this person. This, I'm not sure if it's a prescription, but to me it looks like classical scribbling by under 5 children who have been sent for some kind of competition, saying that, hey, can you scribble better than me? So this is from the Department of Pathology, where the tissue sent as appendix for an histopathological examination is found to be a fallopian tube by gross examination. So for those of you who are not sure what's a fallopian tube, kindly Google. I'm impressed by this Professor Hanif, who is the senior most psychiatrist of the world and an MA in all kinds of stuff, and probably cures diseases like depression, magical problems, and disease. But this is a fantastic prescription. I think all of us would love this. 1 teaspoon of whiskey, 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of honey. Oh, I love this doctor. Can I like connect with this doctor somehow? If I can just find this phone number of James Ryan. So this is given by a dental surgeon who's confused at the day of when he's trying to give this prescription, and he gives an antibiotic and a painkiller, like anything's fine, so it's a 0 bar 0. You take it for 6 days, you go to the pharmacist and he's going to give you whatever antibiotic he likes, and he's going to give you whatever painkiller he likes. So this is a doctor's clinic who has a bachelor's in commerce and a master's in commerce. Well, anything can happen, right? If you've never seen quacks, this is your moment to find those quacks. And this is a master clinic. So, hey guys, he says he's a master's in commerce. So we can't really blame him because he's never claimed himself as a physician or a surgeon or a skin specialist like all our previous colleagues in these images have. He says he's a master's clinic, so you never know what's his master's in. And this is a BAMS with an MRCP in vitamin D3 from the UK. So for those of you who don't know what's an MRCP, it's member of the Royal College of Physicians. I'm not sure how does vitamin D3 get added into the Royal College of Physicians, but this is an interesting prescription. I hope you would like to share this, create greater awareness in the kind of loopholes and ridiculous practices that surround healthcare across not just India, but also in other parts of the low and middle income nations. And this is really, really not something which any of us must really tolerate or entertain. And we must raise our voices against this. Do share it widely to create the awareness required. Thank you very much.